Chapter 1. The Undercity. I didn't think it was going to be hard to recover Seer's archive book, but I finally found it, thanks to Laya and her brother Ryu. We met a few months ago, and happened to cross paths during my travels. Their restaurant business got shut down once the Empire took over. Apparently, a lot of chain restaurants got replaced with turbo dogs. Anyway, we decided to work together and help each other out. They managed to help me locate the Undercity of Coruscant, which contained a lot of forbidden treasures. However, I didn't want to overstay my welcome and throw them into unnecessary danger. Now that I've found Seer's archive book, I've decided it'd be best to finally part ways with Ryu and Laya. They still have their whole life ahead, and I don't want to mess that up, especially since they're siblings. As I made my way back to the Mantis, I knew I was in for bad news once I saw Ryu give me a worried look. Let me guess. Your sister left the Mantis?
She said she wanted to smuggle some supplies from Desi's Noodles.
She's at the renovation site? That's a restricted area. Is she crazy?
I tried to warn her, but she didn't listen.
Just stay on the Mantis. If something should happen, contact me right away. Before I left, I quickly hid the archive book. Now, exiting the Mantis, I could feel BD-1 huddle up against my back. Don't worry, bud. We'll be in and out before you know it. See any openings, BD? From a distance, I could see something moving behind the noodle shop. I used BD-1's visor to zoom in closer, and sure enough, it was Leah. Although getting to the shop was not going to be a smooth task.
Cal, come in. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear, Leah.
I may need your help. I, am sort of in a bit of a hiccup right now.
I'm already a few steps ahead of you, Leah. Is there any way you can sneak around the guards?
Not unless I blast my way out of here.
We may have to go with that plan.
Why? It's not like there's a Wampa behind me or anything.
Not exactly, but there is a security droid heading your way.
Dang, Ferric. Keep clear, Kestis. It's about to get messy.
I watched as Leah threw a plasma grenade above a few crates. Once the explosion triggered, I took the opportunity to rescue Leah. Go! I'll be right behind you! Leah wasted no time to run to the rooftops. I ignited my lightsaber just in case I had to take out a few stormtroopers. So far, no one seemed to be on our tail, unless they're moving to strike from another zone. Either way, I can't let my guard down.
Well, that was exciting.
I rolled my eyes at her comment and continued to ignore her as we walked.
Oh, come on, Cal. Even you have to admit it was cool.
Yeah, I would not call that my idea of fun.
Lighten up. I managed to get a few supplies to sell anyway.
Well, you can sell it off-world.
Whoa, hold up, Jedi. I thought we had a connection.
No, that's just you being delusional.
Who is the lucky girl then?
I didn't respond and began to walk a bit faster towards the Mantis. Leah quickly rushed inside and then back out.
Ryu isn't here.
What are you talking about?
He's not inside the Mantis? What more of a description do you want?
Before I could respond, Leah and I nearly jumped out of our skin once we heard a loud thud. It sounded like it was coming from behind the Mantis.
Ryu, is that you?
Leah, don't. It could be a trap. In a matter of seconds, I watched as two blaster bolts went through Leah. It wasn't long until an army of stormtroopers began to fire at me as well. I quickly took cover and saw Leah's lifeless body next to her brother. More stormtroopers began to fire, but I deflected their bolts back with my lightsaber. The coast was finally clear, and I ran inside the Mantis, starting up the engines. Get the hyperdrive ready, BD! We've overstayed our welcome here. Even though I got into the air, I could hear the roar of TIE fighters approaching. They began firing immediately as they caught up to me. If I make one wrong move, I'll be dead for sure, I thought to myself. Two more TIE fighters began to pin me from the front, but I fired back and successfully shot them down. Hold on, BD, I'm activating the hyperdrive. I stood up and flipped the switch forward and closed my eyes, hoping I didn't mess up. Once the vast sound of space filled the ship, I opened my eyes and sighed with relief. Although I made it out, I couldn't help but feel a wave of guilt hit. Ryu and Leah were just normal people, and of course I'm the reason why they're now dead. I think BD-1 caught on to my mood and tried his best to distract me. For a while, nothing worked until he played some recordings on the holotable. One video in particular caught my attention. It was the day Anika and I got married, but it was after the ceremony.
I wish we didn't have to leave tomorrow. I would give anything to have one more day of serenity.
I know, but we have to be patient. Our business here is finished for now.
Do you think the Empire will get rid of Apolana?
Not if the citizens have anything to say about it. I don't believe Apolana will go down without a fight.
Cal, what if the Grand Inquisitor finds us? There's a high chance he may find us here.
If he does, we'll get off this planet as fast as we can.
And if we somehow get separated?
I'll find you. I always do, don't I?
You better. Otherwise, I'll never let you hear the end of it.
The recording soon faded, bringing me back to reality. I was about to turn the holotable off until a message began to transmit. It's Marin? BD-1, can you stabilize the signal so I don't lose her? BD-1 hooked himself up to the holotable, but he warned me the signal was faint.
Cal, can you hear me?
Marin, is that you?
Yes, I don't have time to explain, but we need help.
Where are you?
Kashyyyk, the Empire's taking down our defenses.
Get to higher ground. I'll be there soon. I could feel the mantis shaking roughly as I landed on Kashyyyk. I quickly dashed outside and froze for a moment. The air filled with smoke from Imperial machines and destroyed ATSTs. Seems like the Empire had retreated off-world. Why would the Empire attack Wookiees again? Was this Aiden's doing? I walked around for miles until BD-1 scanned something up ahead. I used his visor to see what he had caught in the distance. A few Wookiees who had survived the ambush were treating some wounded partisans. Maybe that's where everyone took shelter. I just hope I'm not too late. Once I made it to the battleground, a few Wookiees approached me slowly. BD-1 translated what they said to me since I wasn't totally fluent. They had brought me to Marin, who was wounded badly, but still alive. Was there someone else with her? A Jedi, like me? The Wookiees led me back to the battleground where they found Marin. A young Wookiee pup shared that Anika had held the troopers off until another Force user captured her. He handed me a small item, which appeared to be Anika's Starbird pin. I could sense the Force echo faintly as I held the pin. BD-1 tapped my shoulder asking if I was okay, but I wasn't. Aiden has Anika, and he's planning something. If I'm going to find Anika, I'm going to need a little more help from an old friend.